Welcome to the 4C Cafe Guidance. I'm one of the counselors at Georgia Cyber Academy. This episode is geared towards helping you take control of the 24 hours in your day, managing your time well. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel because new stuff will be coming out almost weekly. And don't forget to click on the link below this video to tell us what you think for your chance to get a shout out in next month's Candy and be entered to win prizes at the end of the semester. First, it's important to point out how many great resources there already are online about this topic, including on our own website. Today, I'm simply going to try to bring all of these to one place and then provide the links below. So there was once a British statesman who, in writing a letter to his son, offered the following advice. There is time enough for everything in the course of the day if you do but one thing at once. But there is not time enough in the year if you will do two things at a time. So to him, the idea of monotasking was not just a practical way of structuring your time. It was a mark of intelligence that would yield results. He also said this steady and undissipated attention to one object is a sure mark of a superior genius, as hurry, bustle, and agitation are the never-failing symptoms of a weak and frivolous mind. Well, for us, we have a term for what he described, multitasking. And it's our effort to do as much as possible, as quickly as possible, using as much technology as possible. An article in Psychology Today shares that neuroscience research tells us that the brain doesn't really do tasks simultaneously like we hoped. In fact, we just switch tasks quickly. Each time we move from hearing music to writing a text or talking to someone, there's a stop-start process that goes on in our brain. And that start process is rough on us. Rather than saving time, it costs us time, and it's a less efficient way to manage your time. We make more mistakes, and it can be very energy sapping. Okay, so you think you're an exception. Well, maybe 2% of the population is, but for the other 98% of us, we would do well to heed this advice. But first, let's see if you could be a multitasker. So grab a sheet of paper and something to write with and draw a horizontal line across the middle. Once you've done that, not yet, but in a moment, you're going to write, I'm a great multitasker on the top line. On the bottom line, you're going to write 1 through 20 in sequential order. Okay, first, I'm a great multitasker, and then 1 through 20. You're going to want to run the stopwatch feature on your phone when you do this. So when you're ready to begin, pause this video, begin your stopwatch, do the two activities, and then pause it. And let's see how you do. Okay, so how did you do? Most people take about 20 seconds. So this time we're going to do it a little different. Flip that sheet of paper over, draw a horizontal line again. This time, for every letter you write, drop down and write a number. It's going to go like this. Okay? So this time we're still going to run the stopwatch feature on your phone, but every time you write a letter, drop down and write the next sequential number. And this time, let's see how long that takes. Ready? Begin. How did you do? Most people double their time and report feeling a level of stress the second time around. Well, that's because your brain was busy switch tasking, and the results are not good. So as we think about time management, it's important to remember that we need to give ourselves time to work on just one task. Try forcing yourself to monotask for a week and see the results. Better quality work done faster with less stress and energy. So time management is simply the way you organize and plan how long you're going to spend on things that you need to do. Here are a few tips. Okay, the first one is eliminate distractions. The most important thing is your phone. Make sure you've silenced it put it out of arm's reach, and you turn it upside down so you can't even see it light up when people text you or you have a new alert. Okay? Give yourself a period of time after you've done work in a rewards period, which we'll talk about soon, to look at your phone. Close out the other tabs, turn off the music, do whatever it takes for you to give full attention to your academics. The second one is to use a checklist. It's important to know everything that you need to get done, whether it's for the day or for the month. Make a checklist and make sure you stick with it. But when you decide what to do on your checklist, it's important to use a calendar. When are things due? When is that test? When do you need to get back to that person? Make sure you have a calendar that guides your checklist so you know when to do things. Number 4 is get organized. This is not just using a calendar or a checklist, but it's also the physical space that you're working in. Make sure that it's free of distractions so that you can focus. Also, make sure that you figure out a good system that works for you with things like emails and how you can put them in different folders, where you're going to save some of your school notes by subject and class period, papers that you've started working on. Have a system for where those are stored on your computer so that you can easily find them and they don't bog down your inbox. The next one is scheduling rewards for yourself. This is when you can grab that cup of coffee, snack, your phone, and go outside, go on a bike ride, watch that YouTube video you were wanting to. Do whatever it is you need to do that makes you feel rewarded so that you can get back on track with your next academic task. And the last one that's so important is getting a good night's sleep. It's impossible to be the most productive version of yourself during the day if you're not well rested. Attending live class sessions, paying attention, those are far better tools for you to do well on that test than trying to stay up all night studying and cramming. Okay, so we want to leave you with this. In this top clip, you'll find some of our students here at GCA sharing what works for them. And guess what? Many of them practice most of all of these time management skills, and they know that monotasking works. They share some great insight, so check that one out. And then the bottom one, it's 2 guys who work to complete the same task, but they approach it very differently. See the results for yourself. And don't forget to click on the Tell Us What You Think part below for your chance to get a shout out in next month's Candy and be entered to win prizes at the end of the semester. Until next time, have a productive day at GCA.